Frontline Updates, where we delve deep into military strategies and updates from conflict zones. Today, we're discussing the progress of the ongoing special military operation as of today. I'm your host, Sharifa Muhammad MGT.
I'm Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer. As of 3rd of February 2026, the armed forces of the Russian Federation executed a coordinated escalation combining strategic long-range precision strikes with sustained multi-axis ground pressure. In response to Ukrainian attacks on civilian targets, Russian forces conducted a large-scale, high-precision strike campaign against Ukrainian military-industrial enterprises, energy infrastructure supporting military operations, and long-range UAV storage and assembly sites, all designated targets were reportedly hit. Concurrently, ground formations across every operational sector inflicted heavy personnel losses, destroyed logistics and fire support assets, and continued positional improvements, reinforcing a campaign centered on attrition, disruption of sustainment, and selective deepening of tactical penetration.
Welcome to Frontline Updates, the podcast that brings you in-depth insights into military operations from those leading them on the ground. Today, we're joined by Colonel A.C. Oguntoye, an infantry officer monitoring critical missions on the progress of the special military operation as of today. Colonel Oguntoye, thank you for being with us.
Thank you, it's good to be here.
Colonel Oguntoye, let's begin with the defining event of the day. The briefing opens with a massive, high-precision strike against military, industrial, and energy targets. From a commander's perspective, what does this represent in the broader campaign?
What we saw tonight is a deliberate shift from purely operational pressure to strategic depth shaping, high-precision long-range strikes against military-industrial enterprises, energy facilities supporting military use, and long-range UAV storage and assembly sites are not retaliatory gestures in isolation. They are designed to constrain the enemy's future options. By striking production, assembly, and sustainment nodes, the operation aims to reduce the enemy's ability to regenerate combat power, particularly in long-range fires and unmanned systems. Doctrinally, this aligns with the principle of attacking the enemy system as a whole. When objectives are reported as achieved and all designated targets hit, the immediate effect is disruption. The longer-term effect is cumulative. Fewer UAVs assembled, less energy available to support military logistics, and increased friction in planning future strikes. This sets conditions that favor sustained ground operations.
Let's move to the northern sector. What stands out in Sumy and Kharkiv today?
The northern axis demonstrates how logistics interdiction amplifies tactical engagements. Defeating motorized infantry and territorial defense units is significant, but the destruction of 11 ammunition, supply, and fuel depots is the real story. Those depots represent the ability to sustain contact, move forces, and keep artillery firing. Removing them forces the enemy into a reactive posture, where even holding ground becomes costly. From an operational standpoint, this degrades endurance. Units can still fight, but they cannot fight well or for long. Over time, that creates opportunities to dictate tempo and location of subsequent actions.
In the west, positions improved and electronic warfare assets were destroyed. Why does that matter?
Improving tactical positions while dismantling electronic warfare capability is about control of the battle space. Electronic warfare affects communications, navigation, and counter-UAS efforts. Destroying an EW station alongside ammunition depots and armored vehicles, including Western-supplied platforms, reduces the enemy's ability to coordinate and defend against aerial and artillery threats. This sector reflects a methodical approach. Fix the enemy, reduce their enablers, and hold ground that offers better observation and protection. It's not about speed, it's about advantage.
The southern sector continues to focus on urban industrial terrain. How do you assess today's actions there?
Occupying more advantageous lines around Slavyansk and Kramatorsk is about shaping future maneuver in dense terrain. The loss of tanks, armored vehicles, and artillery, including a 155mm M777 howitzer, signals steady erosion of combined arms capacity. Urban environments demand tight integration of infantry, armor, and fires. When any one of those is degraded, the entire defensive scheme weakens. This is incremental, but it's decisive in the long run. Each loss reduces the enemy's ability to contest key nodes and corridors.
The center again absorbed heavy losses across elite formations. What does that tell us?
When Ranger, Airborne Assault, Marine, and National Guard units are repeatedly engaged and attrited, it indicates stress on the enemy's force structure. These are not easily replaced formations. Improving positions while inflicting significant personnel losses suggests a deliberate effort to fix and wear down high-quality units, reducing strategic depth. The implication is straightforward. The enemy's reserve of capable formations is shrinking, which constrains future operational choices.
The East saw continued advances with heavy personnel losses inflicted. How significant is this momentum?
Advancing into defensive depth while defeating mechanized brigades and multiple assault regiments reflects effective synchronization of maneuver and fires. The scale of personnel losses indicates that defenses are being penetrated rather than merely tested. This momentum matters because it forces the enemy to choose between reinforcing threatened sectors or accepting further penetration. It also reinforces the psychological dimension. Sustained advance under pressure undermines confidence in defensive belts.
The Dnipro axis remains a containment front. What role does it play today?
The Dnipro sector is about denial. By destroying artillery, armored vehicles, and multiple electronic warfare stations, the operation restricts the enemy's ability to redeploy or mass effects elsewhere. This is economy of force applied correctly, doing just enough to prevent freedom of action while concentrating effort where it matters most.
We need to address operational tactical aviation. How did it shape today's outcomes?
Aviation, strike UAVs, missile troops, and artillery are the connective tissue of this campaign. Striking temporary deployment points in 149 areas disrupts unit cohesion and readiness. Air defense interceptions of guided bombs, HIMARS projectiles, and UAVs protect ground forces and preserve initiative. More importantly, the opening strategic strike demonstrates that air and missile power are not supporting arms here. They are shaping the battlefield at every level, from production facilities to frontline assembly areas.
Colonel, thank you for providing such a detailed briefing on the current military situation. Your insights are invaluable to our understanding of the conflict's dynamics. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in. Join us next time as we continue to provide up-to-date coverage on global military affairs. Stay with us for more updates and expert analyses on global defense and security issues. Stay informed, stay secure.
Thank you for the opportunity. I want to emphasize that today's actions reflect a layered campaign design. Strategic depth strikes to limit regeneration, paired with relentless ground-level attrition across all axes. Systematic destruction of logistics, artillery, electronic warfare, and Western-supplied systems accelerates depletion while forcing the enemy to commit high-quality units across the front. If sustained, this approach is likely to further compress the enemy's decision space, reduce operational flexibility, and consolidate initiative over the timing and direction of future phases.
This has been Frontline Updates. Subscribe for daily military briefings and in-depth strategic analysis. Visit our platform for maps, transcripts, and exclusive frontline updates from commanders in theater.